Please be seated. In the US, we have a kind of funny relationship with feet, I think. 12% of all adults and 19% of children have a specific phobia at some point in their life. For me, it's bridges and tunnels. For other people, it's feet. Podos, Greek for feet, and phobia, fear, is an intense fear of feet. People with podophobia may experience severe anxiety when they see or think about their own feet or other people's feet. For those who aren't afraid of feet, there's still a stigma against bare feet. No shirts, no shoes, no service. We've probably all seen the signs. These signs didn't really become common until the 1960s and 70s, and was probably an attempt by private business owners to shut down hippie culture. It also coincided with the passage of the Civil Rights Act. Businesses could no longer turn away people based on the color of their skin. However, some businesses use seemingly neutral rules like no shirt, no shoes, no service to keep out minority customers. This is because historically, minority communities have been poorer and less likely to afford shoes. So while the rules weren't directly racist, businesses were able to maintain a racist status quo without really saying so. And it's a shame. Those who were discriminated against didn't deserve it, and it dirtied our feet and our conscience. It's also a shame because our feet are remarkable things. Here are some fun facts. Feet are feats of engineering. Each foot contains 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. This complex structure works together to absorb shock, distribute weight, and propel us forward. There are more sweat glands per square inch than anywhere else in the body. I just learned that when I was preparing for the sermon, but I think I knew that when my son was growing up. There are more nerve endings than most other parts of the body except for the hands and face, and that explains why most people have really ticklish feet. The average person walks about 100,000 miles in their lifetime, or equivalent to walking around the earth 4 times. Our tradition speaks volumes through the simple act of walking as well. Isaiah sings of the beautiful feet that bring news of peace. In the Gospels, a woman anointed Jesus' feet with perfume and foreshadowed his coming death and burial. Jesus told his disciples to leave behind any town that rejects their message, literally shaking the dust off their feet. These images remind us that faith is a journey, and our steps, like theirs, leave a mark in this world. Tonight commemorates one of the other feet stories of the Bible. You probably knew that. What started as an intimate dinner begins to take a dark turn, betrayal. Oof. To be honest, I feel like when I read that passage that I'm supposed to judge Judas. You know, here's Judas the villain, you're supposed to judge him. But honestly, I just feel so sorry for him. He made a choice that couldn't be undone. The truth is, at times, I've been Judas in my own way. I've chosen wrong. I've missed a chance to be Jesus to people around me. We get to hear this story every Palm Sunday and Maundy Thursday, and it gives us a chance to hear and reflect. May we use this reflection to be better friends and followers. During supper, we witnessed how Jesus suddenly got up, took off his robe, tied a towel around his waist, and began to wash the feet of everyone who is present. He seems to be focused on the last thing that he can teach his disciples. And I think John expressed this so beautifully. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. This Rabbi, Jesus of Nazareth, talked with them for a long time about love, a lot about love, and the good news became ours to share. I've heard the example that Peter gives of asking Jesus to wash his feet and his head as an example of Peter's lack of faith. I've heard sermons like that. But I think what we have here is really an example of someone who yearns for intimacy with God, and we shouldn't criticize that. We may start with washing of the feet, but that intimacy grows as we leave and work at serving others. The meal has ended, feet have been washed, but it's not the ending. We've had a chance to reflect on a betrayer and examine our own hearts, to turn away from the things that separate us from God and others. So if you haven't already, take off your shoes and celebrate the journey, the highs, the lows, and ultimately the prize.